Welcome to Shop Talk, where we chat about what's going on in our businesses right now, what's exciting and what's challenging. When something exciting happens, we want to ensure we're taking a moment to recognize and celebrate our successes. And when things are challenging, talking through them to gather each other's perspective is often so insightful.
If you're going through any of these challenges at the moment as well, we hope that by sharing openly, you know you're not alone, and that as business owners, we're all navigating this crazy journey together. So, happy October.
It's officially October.
I know.
I feel
How
like
is that?
so August and September for me have been like not even just a marathon, but like an ultra marathon.
Oh,
Um,
don't tell a former
I
sprinter that. I don't I don't do
oh
well
yeah.
with marathoning.
So, so I'm much more a marathoner than I am a sprinter. That's because I'm not very fast. So I think that like my volume of trips, like in terms of revenue, has increased a little bit, but nothing like crazy. But I feel like the trips have been more concentrated in August, September, and October more than ever before. Right now is worse than the summer for me. Just like I've got like 4 final itineraries per week. And so just navigating like the initial proposal is intense. And then that final itinerary, like just get out the door already is intense. And the review of it, like it's a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
75% of my trips are like 10 to 12 day, like super detailed itinerary. So this is not just like a quick scan through. Like this is like, by the end, my brain is just melting. And then I've got multiple of these per week. And then people are in destination and nothing crazy has happened. But, there's always just like something.
Yeah.
Um, and then new inquiries are like not slowing down. And I think that this is the very, very first time that I've actually thought I should have just said no to all new inquiries for probably a 3 or 4 week period, or just kind of said, I'll get back to you in October. Um, because trying to juggle this volume of departures and it's too much. It's like I've
Yes.
actually reached like I've got 2 people supporting me and I am really overwhelmed. So that's
Yeah.
been I'm almost through it,
Okay. Okay.
but it's been a lot.
That's so funny for a couple of reasons. Number one, it would never cross my mind to say no to new inquiries.
I agree. I
That is like
agree.
the craziest like idea ever.
But
Um
your workflow is different.
that's true. That's true.
Kelsey is
So
supporting so
I
much
know.
more the departure stuff.
Yeah, which is I guess my point number two. I don't think that I'm quite in the because she's out of the office right now. I do have more of the um I do have to have my eyes on the last kind of like here it is and make the videos and stuff. So more of that is on my plate, but not in the same boat as it feels overwhelming in the sense she did a really good job kind of like getting through as much as possible before she went out of the office. So we're kind of just at the tail end of a lot of like trips leaving and kind of getting past that to kind of settle in and relax a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
kudos to Ellen because she has been pulling her weight really, really well.
Good.
She's not exactly as, the same level as Kelsey, but I don't expect her to be. But I do think that she's been so helpful this time around in knowing kind of more from start to finish what she
Mm-hmm.
can handle and what she can take over. So it is very, very difficult when you are in all aspects of the workflow
Yes,
because
exactly.
when there's 2 times of both being pretty high, like that is the whoa, what the
I'm
heck?
I am crawling across the finish line. And Greece is on the other side of the finish line. And all of this is going to be done before I leave on Sunday.
You're like, Opa, Opa.
I need some
Oh,
shots.
yeah, 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 yeah. Now, is
Local
this
wine is not going to do it.
it's not gonna be what is that stuff? Rocky that they or
Yeah. And
yeah.
there was another, I wonder if it was Rocky. Oh, Kate's going to kill me. I was just with Kate Sullivan, and she randomly at the bar ordered like a Greek aperitif kind of thing. I had never heard of it. I didn't know what it was, but it was amazing. And we're going to Greece. And so I was like, remember the name of that? Like, she knows what it is. So I'll have to go learn it now because it was not like ouzo. It wasn't like something that I knew.
It might be Rocky. Like it's literally, well, it could be anything, but what's coming to mind for me is Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
And the last time I was there, the villa I was staying at, like they make their own and then they give you a bottle as like a send-off gift. And it's
Cool.
literally, yeah, it is an aperitif. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think it is.
Maybe it
So
was Rocky. I felt like it had a more elaborate
fancy
name,
name.
but that's probably just because I don't remember it. And Rocky feels pretty simple.
And or
Anyways,
I'm saying it completely wrong.
and
There's also
or just give me some of that when we get there because I am just, yeah, I'm just mentally exhausted. Like it's a lot. And this is, I've had tense periods, of course, but I think that like this is intense enough that I'm actively like looking ahead to be like, we have to do this differently next year. Like I have to make some shifts in um, timing, responsibilities, what my teams kind of are lanes of what everybody's responsible for. Because, like you said, I am a part of too much of it right now. That like this is not sustainable.
right.
So that's
So
been
interesting.
interesting. I don't
Yeah,
know the
very
solution
interesting.
yet, but
I
we'll find
know,
out.
but you'll find it and let me know if you want me any tips and tricks on how to not do more, but do less.
I mean, you just give it all to Kelsey and have her do the departure prep video, which just like makes me lose sleep thinking about that. But that's probably
I know.
myself holding myself back. So
It is. But um
you're like, yep, yep.
that's just my opinion. You'll get there when you get there.
And then you'll be like, welcome 5 years later. So good to have you.
How does it feel on this side when you just eat bonbons all day? Oh, geez. Not really, but kind of. So
Well,
is
I will
Greece
say that you're never late for a call and I'm always late for a call. So, I mean, that just tells everybody everything they need to know.
I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll be here. Um, is Greece I'm assuming it's a like self-fam trip because,
It is not a self fam.
oh, it's a fun trip?
It's a fam. No, it's a
Oh, it's a
fam.
fam. Oh,
I
oh,
know. You that was last on your list because you just couldn't believe
oh. No,
that I would
you and Kate going on a fam? Like
So
what?
I'll tell you exactly why Kate and I are both signed up for a fam is because it's a unique itinerary in Greece that is not Athens, Santorini, Mykonos, Paros. And I
Okay.
have been begging DMCs to do this for so long of like I've already done those things. Greece is my favorite. I sell it often, but I want some more unique things. And so I've been kind of like just shoving my way into Crete because I think it's interesting and there's a lot of like adventure there. And so I've been selling a lot of Crete, but I've never been.
Yeah.
And so this fam is north to Thessaloniki, Meteora, Metsovo, Corfu, and then to Chania in Crete. And so when I saw the itinerary, I couldn't sign up fast enough.
That is so interesting. Who's it with?
Curated Greece.
Okay. How interesting.
Yeah.
I've started using them a couple of times in
And I
this
talked to
past few
Asitha and
months.
she was like, I'm a little nervous. And I was like, nervous about what? She's like, it's such a unique itinerary. And I was like, that's why we signed
That's the
up. Don't be
point.
nervous.
Yeah.
Like, we're thrilled for this.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
so
yeah.
excited. I'm not expecting one and only level luxury in Meteora. I'm signed up to do and see something unique and interesting and different, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm very excited.
Okay, that's really, really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm shocked. A fam. Woo.
This must be a self fam. It must be a
No, it
personal
must
trip.
be.
It
Yeah, no,
couldn't be a fam
yeah,
fam.
fam. Now, the real question is, will I know you're gone when you're gone? What is your out of office on a fam marketing
So I want to
plans?
sell this. My
Yeah.
intention in going is to sell this. So my intention is to let you know that I'm there.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that as well.
TBD on how successful I am, but I'm usually a couple days late. I'm never like
Yeah,
posting in the moment, but
right.
it is my intention to document this as much as possible because I really want to. I want the ROI for myself and also for the DMC. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
that's
Yes.
that's different than when I was in Uruguay in the summer. Like I was just there with my family, and I have a lot of photos and never posted a single one.
Still. Oh, by the way, I don't know, when we had our last shop talk, did I tell you I signed up for Spain?
No.
Yeah, I did. I
When are you
signed
going?
up July.
Amazing. Are you
And
excited?
expensive. Yeah.
I mean, guess what I did?
What?
Signed up for 3 months in Greece.
What? You did the 3-month one?
I did.
Stop.
I pulled the trigger. It was like the most dramatic, like, hit the purchase
I
button. hmm I
Wow.
like tossed and turned over that decision for probably 3 weeks. And I was just like, I want to do this. I really, really want to do this. So we're doing it.
I am shooketh. I mean, I think that's amazing. My husband can't yet do 3 months off, I don't
More
think.
like extended periods.
Like he just has to be some places within that. But
Yeah.
also, is your daughter in regular school or no?
Yeah. She started kindergarten this year. So
Uh-huh.
I'm basically going to take her out April, May.
And that's okay. Do they let you do that, or do you just ask for forgiveness and not permission? Okay. Okay. Well, let's not put it on on record. Let me know how it goes, though. I mean, I'm sure California laws are different, but I really need to look into this more because, well, let me see. I'm going to go and do the 1 month, and then either it's going to be
Yeah,
for
you
me or
should.
not, and I
No,
just get
you
a
should
sense of it.
absolutely start with a 1 month. The only way that I was able to get to this decision was because I did the 1 month and I liked it. And guess what?
Hmm.
I'm going to shout out Susie right now. Susie didn't ask to be shouted out, but Susie Chow used to be a part of the Masters of
Yeah.
Travel
Yeah.
Advisor
Yeah. Yeah.
Accelerator. She started kind of a boundless competitor.
Ooh. Hello,
It's called
Susie.
I Know. And the Instagram algorithms did their thing and put this right in front of me. And I was like reading the description and I was like, well, this sounds amazing. Like 5 weeks in Europe with your family, and they have childcare support during US working hours, which is a little bit different. And I was just like,
Okay.
this
Okay.
sounds amazing. And then I click into the profile and it's Susie. And I was like, Susie? What? And
We know you.
she had no idea that I was in Uruguay. Wonder why? And I'm sure that had she seen me there, she probably would have, mentioned it or whatever. But together with at least one other person. But I think there's like it's a collaboration behind the scenes.
Hmm.
And I think just yesterday, they announced that their destination is San Sebastian, Spain.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
I know,
it's all on the
I know,
radar. It's all on the
I
radar.
know.
Essentially,
I
everybody, we're just like, we don't want to live in America for more
I
time than we have to.
I just like I'm kind of bummed because as soon as I saw it was San Sebastian, I was like, oh, I want to go. Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's gonna be epic. So I won't be able to go next summer, obviously, but I really hope that it goes well for them and that they keep
Yeah.
doing it. They're literally just launching it, so I don't know if the plan would be to repeat the same destination or to expand. Like I'm sure it all depends on how the first one even goes. So I'm making plans for Susie ahead of her. So just, if she's listening,
Yes.
but what I love so much is just that like this idea is out there and people like it and people are looking for it. Because it's not easy to find these opportunities. So yeah.
I am so intrigued. Okay. Well, this is great.
I'm going to
This
be
is
so
great.
confused when you're posting in Spain and not Costa Rica.
I know, but I'm still going to be like, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Well, everything that I see in Spain is epic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
And, well, I know that Jennifer is doing Spain next year too, so I'll know
Oh,
one
she
human
is?
being. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So
Great.
I'll have a friendly face. I think she has like actual friends that are also doing it, so
I
I don't
think that
know
a lot
about.
of Tuscany people signed up for Spain.
Yeah, yeah. So this
hmm
is I'll still be like the newbie, and you know me, I'm not very social. So we'll see what
You'll be
that looks
fine.
like, but I'll be okay. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't even know how that came up.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
So I don't know I know that you like to take a sabbatical approach. Um, my, so I'm thinking about next year a lot, and I don't know how all of this is going to play out, but it's kind of a combination between how hectic the last couple of months have been for me and like not sustainable. Don't have
Mhm.
any interest in doing this again. So like what steps can I take now to kind of, I want that, my intention is for the volume to remain the same, right? I just want it to be smoother. And so I'm trying to figure out, like, what does that even mean? What does that look like? And also, if I am going to be in Europe for 3 months, I'm not looking for a sabbatical, but I am looking for more time and opportunity to do a different kind of work, being deep diving into these destinations and visiting hotels and getting to like further expand like professional development wise, which means that which means that I have to be less in the weeds of like quoting hotels for a proposal. And so like all of that is kind of like floating up on top of my head right now, trying to figure out like, I've got about 6 months to like make some shifts, try some things, come up with
Yeah,
some ideas before I'm kind of back in it again.
exactly. Well, I think that this is then becomes the perfect opportunity to start working backwards, because you have that like stake in the ground. By this time, in order for me to utilize these couple of months in a different way, what does my business have to look like and what has to be true? And then once you make that the kind of like vision, then you're like, and then now what needs to happen so that that can be true? And you just start working towards that plan and putting things in action and training the people that you have in place now to be able to do that and not have business come to a standstill, revenue come to a standstill, all of that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There is the way to keep the wheel running and everything turning without you being in the day to day and you being the bottleneck, meaning like,
I am the
it's
bottleneck on everything.
exactly like when every major decision or move forward has to come through you or be approved by you, it works until it doesn't. And the biggest like not working is like when you want to not be there and be
Yeah.
able to step away.
Well, and what I've also realized in the last couple of months is that there is some bottleneck caused by saying, this must go through me. There
Mm-hmm.
is other bottleneck caused by whoever is supporting you not yet being confident
Mm-hmm.
to do it on their own. So like I haven't said this has to go through me. I would actually prefer that you email the hotel concierge directly to make that spa appointment or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still coming to me to like double check or ask a question. And so there's also like that time and that coaching and that guidance to like get those people that are going to support you up to speed and up to a level that they're like, I got this. And then now the Slack messages are no longer, hey, I assigned this back to you. I mean, there's going to be a big meeting about, not meeting, but like a big conversation about ownership and responsibilities. Like if you own this task, nothing gets assigned back to me. You can like ask the people on the team questions. You can go out and gather information that you need to complete the task, but ultimately that task is still yours to complete.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
It
it's a
is.
totally different mindset than like, well, I
It's
did my
100%.
best.
Yeah,
I
it's
did my best, so
100%.
I'm going to assign this back to you now to take it over the finish line. I'm like, no, that's yours
Yeah.
to take over the finish line.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it is a 100% mindset thing. And I think that when I started in my own personal brain, changing kind of like the language and the verbiage of these people on my team and the support that I have in my business, like their job is to understand that they don't just own the task, they own the outcome. So we know what success looks like. And every time I can be as clear as possible of what success looks like, and that's been communicated and they understand that, then when you own the outcome, you keep working until the outcome is successful and you keep figuring it out. Now, every once in a while, yes, there is a like, listen, wave the flag.
Sure.
I'm surely lost.
Yeah.
But I had to communicate that, but then also reinforce that when it's like, hey, this happened. What do you want to do? I would literally write back, what do you want to do?
Yes.
You're not going to, I understand that it's a snag here. There's a little bit of tension or a friction point and you're not quite sure. This is now you putting on your critical thinking hat to be like, how do I solve this issue so that the outcome is successful? Because that's the same like critical thinking that I'm going to go through once you put it in my court. But now you need to learn how to have that same
Yes.
critical thinking when it is in your court and you believe that it's supposed to stay in your court until it is finished. Give me
Yes.
visibility on it if you want to, but other than that, I'm not going to step in and use my own critical thinking skills here when this is now your responsibility and your ownership. And so, yeah,
This is
you
a
got to
limited
put that.
resource.
Yeah, it's like I got other things I'm using this for.
Yeah, and I think that this is something that it just takes time, right? Like the way that we would critically think about a situation, like we've been practicing for 9 or 10 years. And so it does come quick to us and it comes naturally. And I definitely understand that that's like a muscle that needs to be used and it needs to, be strengthened, let's say. But I do kind of similar to you of like, well, what would you choose of these options? Or like, 7 restaurant options for lunch is way too many. How can we narrow this down to 3? Okay, which one do you feel is like the best? Just these little things that I'm being pulled into sometimes. It's like, no, no, no. And also, when we have an opportunity to say, what would you do? And then what they would do is not what we would do, it's a coaching moment to say, like, actually, if we think about this, this, and this, I would actually do it a little bit differently. And I think that where you really see people rise to the occasion is when they take that one little coaching moment and they never forget it versus someone that you have to repeat that same coaching moment to them 3 weeks later.
100%. You know what I'm thinking of too? This is because part of that is true. When you give them the opportunity to be like, how would you do it? And they would do it differently. And then that's a coaching moment. And hopefully they kind of like file that away. Like Kelsey literally keeps a running list of like, oh, I said this in this instance. I responded like this and this. And she just keeps her own running list, which is a way that she kind of starts to learn. But another kind of perspective, I guess I would say, is there's how I would do it in terms of like, this is the standard, and then there's also sometimes preference, like, and I have to be less precious sometimes about my preferences when it really is truly a preference. So in that like vein, the example that I'm thinking of is Ellen does a lot of like the additional kind of like uh, fluff to the itineraries, I guess you can say. So if there's like a free day and I'm like, hey, they're going to be here, and like, write them something to do or whatever, it's like the information was being presented a certain way. And I'm like, I think I kind of like it. Like, she was storytelling the blurbs, and I was like, oh, I like bullet points. Is there a reason why you're doing it like this? And she's like, well, I think that this is more aligned with our brand and blah, blah, blah. And I tried it both ways, and I think this is the best way. And I'm like, you know what? This is your role. And so, you know what? You have thought about this and you have landed on, and I am not so precious about the fact that it needs to be bullet points that like I said, okay, great. I want it easy to read. I want it easily digestible. Like nobody wants to read 17 paragraphs, but I get what you're saying. And if you feel like this is brand aligned, then go ahead and keep doing it your way. But it was a very like great, I think, showcase of her like growing in the role and in her confidence to be like, no, I thought this through, and
Yeah.
this is why I'm doing it this way. And
Yes.
like, and feeling
Yes.
comfortable to even tell me after I've already told you what my preference is, to be like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I hear you. If you really want it changed, I will, but this is why I'm doing it this way. And I was just like, bravo. Okay.
Yes.
I'll
No.
I'll co-sign on that.
Yeah. No. That's amazing. That's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. I wish that high level I like knew what the solution was, and then now I could just move into like the solution stage. um, but I feel like over the last couple of years I've been bringing on employees
Mhm.
and I've got our roles pretty clearly defined. And I feel like I've got a good kind of like workflow and system. And also, this was really overwhelming. So I don't think I have to go back to the drawing board like from square one, but I do need to kind of go back and look like, are there some efficiencies? Could I move the responsibilities around a little bit? Could I put a little bit more full ownership off of me and onto other people?
Yeah.
I'm going to be mulling over it with my Rocky, I guess.
I love it. I love it. The other thing
Yeah.
this is complete pivot, so sorry for
Mm-hmm.
my random brain, but I did want to have an opportunity to ask you about and understand kind of, because I just saw that first episode of the Hivemind, I think, was
Yeah.
on our Masters in Travel podcast. So just people can be familiar with like that new thing that you're doing now. But I also want to understand kind of like, that's a whole new podcast and please check that one out too. But like, what is it? What's it going to give us? How's it going to help us? And well, I mean, maybe you know all the answers and maybe it's still being defined, but tell me what you know, at least for now.
Oh, I do know all the answers. So I think first things first, Masters in Travel remains. Nothing's happening to
Yes, we
Masters
are
in
not going
Travel.
anywhere.
The Hivemind Podcast is a brand new podcast. The easiest, most clearest distinction, I think, is that Masters in Travel has always been super focused on entrepreneurial, business related topics. So, systems and workflows and hiring and strategy and coaching and mentorship, and, this whole like speaking to fellow travel professionals as entrepreneurs. Whereas the Hive Mind podcast is a totally new spin on professional development from the standpoint of hotels and destinations. So there are two like primary episodes that I'm primary like types of conversations I'm having right now. The first is destination deep dive. So this is what is on the Masters in Travel feed first that you'll see with Sam Lister from TaylorMade, who is a DMC in southern Spain. And we do like a full 45-minute discussion on Sevilla.
Wow. Okay.
Not
Yeah.
Spain,
Not Andalusia.
southern Spain, Sevilla. And this is
Wow.
what all episodes are going to be like. So I've actually had a lot of conversations inviting people to join me, and they're like, well, let's do Greece. And I'm like, dial it down. They're like the Cyclades. And I'm like, try again. So like really, really specific so that we can actually get into the details of what do we need to know about that destination? What are the logistics? What are the must-dos? What are the exclusive options? What are the unique ideas? Where are we shopping? Where are we eating? What are we eating? Just like the nuanced stuff that not only is good from a professional development standpoint, but is also gathering those little tidbits that we can then turn around and turn into storytelling to talk to a client when we suggest southern Spain and Sevilla for their next trip. And they're like, we've never thought about that. Tell us more.
Okay.
So then the other is hotels, and hotels very specifically that are all in one geographic area. So I haven't done a Sevilla hotels. Well, just now I did Los Cabos. So we talked about like 12 hotels in Los Cabos. So when you gather 2 or 3 travel advisors together who saw the same hotels in one geographic area, you can start to understand how to differentiate one property from the next. Right? Like we can't talk about 10 hotels in France because they're not even apples to apples comparisons in any way, shape, or form. But we can talk about 10 hotels in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Now we're talking. Now we can be like, oh, well, this is on the Grand Canal and this is not on the canals. And this is a 5-star and this is a 4-star. And you know what I mean? Now we can start getting into the nuances of what really exceeded expectations and what's a trade-off to stay at this hotel and which client profiles are really the best fit and which would you not send here. And when you're concentrated in one geographic area with hotels, again, you can start to gather those tidbits and those insights so that when a client comes to you and they say, well, should we stay at the Waldorf in Los Cabos or should we stay at the one and only? You actually have insights to share with that client to differentiate those 2 properties and to guide the client into making the decision that's best for them, because both properties are awesome, but one is going to be a better fit for a client over the other based on what they're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really exciting. And I think that, again, there's another element that comes from podcasting that you can't quite get when you're just kind of like writing a review or reading a review or, what have you. And it just is more interesting. So it's like you can listen to it just to kind of like further your knowledge. Or if there is actually a specific like, shoot, I have this consult coming up or I'm working on this itinerary and
yes,
let me go see if there's an episode about that. And then you have like in the moment, like really helpful information to draw on.
So I did not plan this, but I recorded a podcast with Isham from Experience Morocco on Casablanca and Rabat, and immediately after had a discovery call for Morocco.
There you go.
And I spent like 12 hours in Casablanca while I was in Morocco, but it was a very short part of my stay and I didn't know a whole lot about it. And I emailed him afterwards and I was like, these clients want to go to Casablanca and you should have heard me selling this to them. because he equipped me with the tools and the knowledge to be able to actually talk with clients about it and to really decide if that was a part of their itinerary that felt valuable or that felt like a priority. So
Yes.
I think that it is the Cliff Notes kind of information if you have a discovery call coming up or if you're wanting to do a deeper dive into a certain area of expertise. And also it's when clients come to you and they're like, hey, here's 2 hotels in Turks and Caicos. Like, they're both great. Which one should I pick? And maybe you don't know the immediate answer. It's also helping guide that profession, because looking in Facebook groups and looking online, like that's not always going to give you like the real insights that you need or that you want to guide that client conversation. So my hope is that these conversations, all from travel professionals who have a super discerning eye, will help guide those conversations with clients.
Yeah, that's super exciting. Wow. I'm looking forward to diving in more and learning myself. So yeah, I just saw that like pop up when I was on my podcast feed this morning. I was like, wait a second.
I've been really, really enjoying these conversations. Like I enjoy all podcast conversations, but these are like it's like what when you're on Instagram and you're like, oh, so-and-so's in Peru. I'd really love to know about that hotel she just stayed at. That's basically what I'm doing.
Yeah. And you get to just do that like in a capacity that makes sense.
And I'm like,
not just
so I see you just visited 10 hotels in Cape Town. Would you like to come talk to me?
Perfect. Nice.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. That's super cool. Super cool.
Amazing. Well, between now and next shop talk, let's see how many more sabbatical trips we book. And also if I can get my bottleneck situation figured out.
Yeah.
Make a plan.
Yep. Yeah. Make a plan. Let me know if you want my opinion on it, because I always have one. I'm real good at trying to help people figure out how to work less, which, is my business strategy.
You are good at it.
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing. Cool. Well, I look forward to seeing you next month. And
I look forward to following along on your lovely trip in Greece, because these are places that I want to, I truly do. I have actually spent 10 days in Crete, but it was with a 2-year-old and it was in one location. So obviously you're going to do far more than that, but I loved it. I love Crete. And then those other locations I have never been to. I think I raced in Thessaloniki like 70 million years ago, but I didn't actually visit it.
It's a very random experience with Thessaloniki. I think I raced there.
Yeah. Random, like free life. But I'm sure it's going to be incredible. So I look forward to following along on your adventures. I'm putting it out there in the universe. I'm going to hold you to it. I'll be like, hello, I'm just here on Instagram.
Just
waiting
text
to watch
me and
your
give
stories.
me crap. Text me.
Yeah.
Okay, I promise. I'll do better. I'll see you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.